Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and this is another bookish video. Hello friends, so it is the end of May. I can't believe it's gonna be June already. This year has flown by fast. But I am very excited for all the books I plan to read in June. And that includes any of the books I get in my Owl Choose Your TBR. It's my favorite time of the month because I love playing my TBR game. It's so much fun. But honestly, I have to be honest, I definitely failed my TBR game from the month of May. I read a good amount or decent amount, but I did not read like barely any of the books that were on my TBR for that game. And I don't know if I'm gonna do a punishment. I know I set up like a punishment like type of thing last month. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that yet. We will see at the end with how many books. I kind of want to leave the month of June open for like mood reads, and I also have a lot of like different plans that I want to do in the month of June, like with different like video projects. So yeah, I definitely want to keep it open for like mood reads. So we will see if I like take a punishment. If like my TBR is like maybe like under 6 books, I might do a punishment and pull from my owl jar. But we will see at the end of my game. But anyway, I am gonna quit talking so that I can do so we can get started on my Owl Choose Your TBR game. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 1. I have my dice here, and I will leave a link to the original video, my Owl Choose Your TBR, where I kind of do a description of what it is, but it is kind of like self-explanatory for the game. It is pretty easy. I just move along the board until I get to the end. But yeah, I will go ahead and do my first roll for my TBR game. And I got 7, 8, 9. All right, dark purple. That's on the cover. You got one here. And I got eyes on the cover. All right, I will go ahead and try to find a book with eyes on the cover. That should be pretty easy. Okay, I did my first roll and I landed on a dark purple prompt, and for that I got I had to choose a book with eyes, an eye or eyes on the cover. And for that, I'm gonna choose Daughter of No Worlds. Of course, there's the female protagonist is on the cover, and of course there's eyes. So it works for that prompt. I am very excited to get to this. I read Serpent and the Wings of Night, also by this author, and loved it. I also still need to finish that series as well. But this book is the book club pick for the fantasy romance book club that was created by Sahar from Basically Bookish Reads. So yeah, very excited to read this one in the month of June. And I'm glad I could add it for I was able to choose it for my Owl Choose my TBR game. So yeah, very excited to read this one. I don't know too much about this, but I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I just know it's a fantasy romance, just like the Serpent and the Wings, like different premises, but they're both fantasy romances and different worlds. But yeah, very excited to get to this one in the month of June. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 2. That's a 6, and 8, 14. All right, another dark purple prompt. So that's on the cover. Let's see what I get. A snake on the cover. Okay, I will go ahead and find a book with a snake on the cover. Okay, I did my second roll and I landed on a dark purple prompt again. And I drew, I had to get a book with a snake on the cover. And I chose Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Bashard. I am sorry if I butchered that name. But this is a YA fantasy, and I think it is a queer fantasy. And it's about a princess that is poisonous, like she has a curse and she's poisonous to the touch. And that is all I really know about it. But I love, this was definitely a cover buy when I got it from Book of the Month. And it did sound like the premise did sound interesting to me, but then I started seeing reviews and they were a little bit mixed, or like average like reviews. So I was pushing it off, but I guess now is the time that I will finally be getting to it. I'm still very excited because I have been wanting to read it still. And I still like think this cover is like stunning. So yeah, definitely still very excited to add this to my June TBR. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roll number 3. And that is a 10. All right, so light pink. That is miscellaneous prompts. All right. And I got an intimidating book. So a book that intimidates me. All right, I will have to think about this one, but we will see what I choose. All right, hello, I am back. I did my third roll and I landed on a pink prompt, and that was miscellaneous, and I had to find an intimidating book. And this one was really hard because I have quite a few like books that are like intimidating that I still need to get to. But like some of them I didn't know if I was in the mood for them, but I finally chose to go with Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This has actually been on like a lot of TBRs of mine, and I just keep pushing it off because this is very intimidating because I know it is well loved and I want to love it as well. So yeah, that is why it is intimidating, and it is also over 600 pages as well, so it is a pretty long book too. But I have been very excited to like read this, and I've been wanting to read it. I just keep pushing it off. Like this was also on my I had it on my April TBR. And I was gonna read it for Ramathon, but never got to it. I don't know why. I think, well, I mean, I do know, that was when I hit the reading slump. But yeah, I am very excited and I am determined to hopefully get to this in June. I will try to make it a priority this time But yeah, like I said, it has been intimidating because I know so many people love this and so many people love like Brandon Sanderson. Like he's a huge fantasy author. So yeah, but I am determined that I will get to this in June. And yeah, definitely very excited. Okay, I'm already over halfway till the end, so let's go ahead and do roll number 4. And I got a 2. Did I just jinx myself? Let's hope not. So I got light purple. And light purple is the A to Z prompts. So let's see what book I will be reading based on what the title starts with. And I got title starts with the letter E. Okay, so this one might be harder because I'm not sure how many books I have that start with the letter E, but we will see. Okay, I just did roll number 4 and I landed on a light purple, and that is the A to Z prompt. And I had to find a book that starts with the title starts with the letter E. And for that, I chose Electric Idol by Katie Robert. This is the second book in her, like in the Dark Olympus series. I read Neon Gods and loved it last year. And I have been wanting to read this one for a while now. And I know this one follows Psyche, Aphrodite, and Eros. And that is all I know about it. I know it's dark romance. And yeah, I'm been wanting to read this for a while, and I love romance, so hopefully I love this one as much as I love Neon God. I have heard like good things about this like whole series. And yeah, I'm excited to like continue on with this finally. Okay, gonna go ahead and do roll number 5 now. 8. Not too bad. Okay, so light yellow. And light yellow is title prompts. Let's see what I get. All right, a place or setting in the title. All right, I will go ahead and try to find a book that fits this prompt. Okay, I just did roll number 5 and I landed on a light yellow prompt, and that's title prompt. And I had to get a book with a place or setting in the title. And for that, I chose The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. So yeah, how I believe like house and sea would count as like setting or place. I have been wanting to read this for a while. I just know, like, all I know is that it's gonna make, like everybody says, it'll make you really happy. It's like very cozy, and it's about Linus. He goes to this is it school or an island, and he like helps with these these 6 children that have like these magical like abilities. And that's all I really know. I just know that like it's like very like a sweet story and will make you happy. So yeah, I'm very excited to be adding this to my June TBR. Okay, let's go. Let's see if this will be my last roll for my TBR game, because I am very close to the end. And I got 11, so I'm pretty sure that brings me to the end. yes, definitely brought me to the end. So I will go ahead and do an overview now of all the books that were chosen from this game. Okay, so I made it to the end of my TBR game, and I have 5 great books that are going to be on my June TBR. So yeah, that is awesome. So I have The House in the Cerulean Sea for a title with a place or setting in it. I have Electric Idol for a book that starts with the letter E. I have Mistborn for an intimidating book. I have Girl Serpent Thorn for a book with a snake on the cover. And then I have Daughter of No Worlds. What was this for? Daughter of No Worlds for a book with eyes on the cover. Eye or eyes on the cover. So yeah, very good stack of books. And I'm very excited about all of them. And then I also have other books that I want to get to as well. So I will briefly go over a couple of them. But some of them I am going to keep a secret because they are part of projects. But I will show you a couple of them that are like part of book clubs. Okay, so I also have a couple of books that I am reading for book clubs that I want to get to. And then other, like another, a couple other like books that are part of like the challenges, the buzzword challenge. But first I wanted to say that I definitely plan on reading Fourth Wing, in the month of June. This will probably be the first book I get to in June because I've been hearing nothing but good things about it. And I see this book everywhere, like literally everywhere. And so, yeah, I don't want to feel the FOMO anymore. So I definitely want to get to this book in the month of June. I just know that it's a fantasy romance and it takes place in like this dragon academy or dragon college. And yeah, I just know that it's like enemies to lovers. Sorry, I can't talk. That's how excited I am to read this book. But yeah, definitely want to get to this, and it will probably be the first book I read in June. Okay, so other books I want to talk about. I have Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. This is part of the Backlist book club that was created by Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. And this is the first book of the Ancestor trilogy. So yeah, I'm definitely very excited to read this one because I first heard about it on Cassidy's channel and she said she just loved it. So I am definitely excited to start this and read this in June. The next book I have is One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. I read Alone with You in the Ether and love that book. And it will probably be on my list of favorites of the year. At least it's a contender for favorite of the year. But I know that I think this is more like fantasy or actually it says it takes place in modern day Manhattan. So I don't know if it's it may be urban fantasy. I'm not sure. It just says it's like an intricate web of love, magic, and rival witch families in New York City. So it probably does have a little bit of fantasy in it because there's witches. So yeah, definitely very excited to read this. It sounds really good. So yeah. And I'm reading this for Katie Colson's Patreon. This is her book club pick for the month of June. All right, and then the next 2 books I have here are books for the Buzzword Challenge for the month of June, and that the word for June is other. So I have 2 choices here, and I'll read whichever one based on my mood. And I have a romance, Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, and The Other Woman by Sandy Jones. This is a domestic thriller. I don't know too much about this, but it's looked like it would be interesting. I haven't heard too much about it, so but I'm still looking forward to trying to get to it because it's been sitting on my TBR for a while. And then I have Love in Other Words, which I believe is a friends to lovers romance. So yeah. And I think it's also like a friends to lover, like they like grew apart and they came back together like after several years, like they were friends, and I think something happened, but I'm not entirely sure. But I have read The Unhoneymooners by this author and loved it. So I'm very excited to get this one finally because it has been sitting on my TBR for a while. So yeah, those are the 2 books options that I have for the Buzzword Challenge. Okay, so those are all the books that are on my June TBR from my TBR game and also from book clubs. But I also wanted to draw from the owl because I did say I didn't know if I was gonna draw for like a punishment or not since I didn't finish my May TBR. But I will go ahead and do that. And I also have to add on Cinder. Cinder was the last month's book that I drew from the owl, and I didn't finish it, so that will carry over to June as well. But I will go ahead and draw from here. I have my books in there, and yeah, I will go ahead and draw to see which one I get. Right, I have one right here. Let's see which one it is. And it is Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. Okay, so I will go ahead and grab that and show it to you, but I am very excited about this one. Okay, so for the owl book, I drew Dark Lover by J.R. Ward for my book. I have pretty much this entire series on my physical TBR because I read that it was like vampires and romance, so I just wanted to get them all, but I have not gotten to it. It's part of the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, and I've heard really good things about this and this author. So yeah, definitely very excited to add this. So I don't know if you can count it as a punishment because I've been wanting to read this for a while now. And also, I mean, I'm reading books, so I mean, it's not really a punishment, it's just adding more books to my monthly TBR, which hopefully I will follow this month. But I have a lot of books that I want to read on my TBR that I want to read in June, and I've been wanting to read them. So hopefully I will be strict and get to the books that are actually on my TBR, but we will see. Okay, now that is all the books that I have for my June TBR, other than a couple of the books that I have for like projects that I'm gonna do. But yeah, other than that, I am very excited for my reading plans in June. And I had so much fun playing my game, like as always. And I want to thank you all for watching. And I hope you will please like this video and subscribe if you want to. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.